Well, I have to say this video is a little bittersweet, and been trying to figure out how to make this last video in this fish room. The title, the thumbnail, it's not clickbait. This is the end of this fish room. Hey fish friends, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Zenzo from Tazawa Tanks, and welcome to this channel. If you are a longtime viewer, then you have seen the progression of this fish room over the years. I think we started this fish room back in 2016. We continually added aquariums and did a full remodel a few years ago. Even recently I made some changes, and now I am getting ready to shut the entire fish room down, getting rid of all my tanks, or almost all of my tanks, giving my fish away, donating stuff. Yeah, this is the end. I don't want to be overly dramatic or anything like that. The fact of the matter is that I'm going to be moving. Currently in contract on a house in escrow, and that means that this fish room has to get broken down, which I am not looking forward to, and I don't plan on moving with any of my aquariums. Down here we have a lot of aquariums. Upstairs I have a few aquariums. I even have a pond on my patio that I'm gonna have to break down, and everything must go. And the reason why I don't plan on moving with aquariums is two reasons. One, nobody wants to move with aquariums. If you've ever had to move from one house to another, or even from one room to another room, having to move is just a lot of work. If you're moving an aquarium, it just compounds everything. It's more than I want to do, especially with all the things that I need to do in this move. And then the other reason is I kind of want a fresh start. I just want to try some different types of fish, some different tanks, some different setups. And I also want, in the new house, for all of the aquariums to be matching in size. I'm going to be starting with all new aquariums in the new space. What I thought I would do was kind of one last hurrah. Let's go around and I will show you the entire fish room, the tanks, the fish, the behind the scenes stuff. I'll even talk about what my plans are for the fish, if I plan on keeping them, giving them away, the whole thing. So with that, I'm going to grab a different camera. We'll go around and start looking at some fish tanks. All right, so now I'm gonna go around and film the fish room and show you all the tanks. We'll talk about the fish briefly, so that this is not a 2-hour long video. And I'll show you some of the behind the scenes stuff, including that annoying sound that's coming from the 3D printer dryer. So anyway, right here we have a 125 gallon Tanganyikan tank. And I apologize for the glare. That's another aquarium back there. But this is my Tanganyikan shell dweller, Julidochromis, Cyprichromis, Calvus tank, where I've got, different kinds of fish in here. So I'm actually going to be probably giving this tank away or donating it. I'm not sure. I want all of the fish in here to also be rehomed. So maybe someone wants this entire tank and they'll come and take it as it is. But I am going to get rid of everything except for maybe a handful of shell dwellers, because I do want to keep shell dwellers in the future. So what I might do is just take a few of those and the shells and just start like a 10-gallon tank and just keep a few going until I build a larger aquarium for them. But everything else in here is going to go. The Julidochromis are going to go. My little single-tailed Burchardi is going to go. There is another Burchardi in here that wasn't supposed to be, but it was a tiny fry when I broke the other tank down, so that Burchardi will also go. There's a big Calvus in here. That guy's going to go. The Cyprichromis are go. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be moving with this aquarium, and I'm going to let someone have it. Over here, a great little fish. I love these little guys. Gold ocellatus, tons of personality, great colors, kind of mini monsters. They're kind of aggressive towards one another and other fish. This is a 37-gallon acrylic tank, which I also plan on giving away as well. And again, I apologize for glares. That's my monitor in the background, but I'll come through and get B-roll, so we're not just looking at this footage. But yeah, these fish have been great, but also time to let them go. Over here, we have a 90-gallon African cichlid tank. This does have a 3D background from Universal Rocks. And in here, I've got fish that have been around for a long, long time. A couple grandpas left over from maybe 2016, and then a lot of newer fish. This tank is going to go away as well. I got this for free, so I'm going to give it away for free. I'm not here to make money with fish or anything anymore. That's actually my full-time job, is working in the aquarium industry, so I just want to pay it forward and let someone else enjoy this tank. I got this one for free as well. I got this 125 for free, so if I don't keep it, that can also go to somebody. Yeah, I'm a little sad to see some of these fish get rehomed, but it's time for a refresh, and I know that whomever has these will take good care of them. So besides the FX4 filter that's attached to this, everything else is probably going to go. I might keep the light, but that's about it. Over here, we have a tank that I'm actually keeping because I can't not have an aquarium. This tank is going to go with me. This is a 75-gallon acrylic tank, and I'm keeping this for a couple of reasons. One, it's acrylic, and it's in really good condition, no scratches or anything. And two, I love Psilocybe, and I plan on keeping Psilocybe. So this tank and all the fish, or most of the fish in here, I might give some away just so I have a smaller colony to move. But these are going to go with me, and this tank will go with me. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it right away. I might even just stick it in my garage with a heater for now. But in the future, I want to have all acrylic tanks. And I don't know if they'll match this, so if they don't, then I can get rid of this tank in the future. But for now, I'm keeping this tank. Down below, 40-gallon breeder, goldfish, and a pleco. It's all going away. I do have plans for a goldfish tank in the future, but this is not the tank that the goldfish will live in. And again, time for this tank to move along and have someone else enjoy it. And along with the goldfish, it'll go to a new home. All right, we're going to get to a little sad area over here. Reason being is I'm kind of attached to some of these, but I'm not going to be doing brackish tanks for the foreseeable future. I do want to set up some kind of automated water system, which is just more challenging with brackish water. And again, I'm not going to be keeping fish for a while, or a lot of them. So this 40-gallon brackish tank is going to be given away, along with my green spotted puffer. It was a great little fish, tons of personality, eats from my hand, makes crunching noises that you can hear from outside the tank. Great little tank. Well, not a little tank, but great little fish, great tank. We've got the mangroves growing out of it. We've got the 3D background. But again, this tank is it's gonna go. All right, I'm back. I had to do a quick little battery swap. Next tank, let me just move the light here. So this next tank is a 60 breeder, which is a really fun aquarium size. The fact that it's short like a 40 breeder, but long like a 75 or a 55. So instead of 36 inches wide like a 40 breeder is, so you can see underneath, it's 48 inches wide. So it's great for stacking because it's low. So if you have a rack with a couple of aquariums or multiple aquariums, you could stack them a little bit easier. And in here, there's a bunch of Corydoras, there's some Tetras, there's some puffers that need their teeth trimmed, and just, you know, plants and duckweed. But this tank never really came out the way I wanted it to. And again, I don't want to keep a 60 breeder anymore because I want to have uniformed 75. So this tank is also going to be given away. Over here, we have for sure, this is the oldest aquarium I have in my possession. I've had this tank since 2013, I think, is when I bought this tank. 2012, 2013. 2012. I've had this aquarium since 2012, so I've had it for about 13 years. And yeah, it's just a 16-gallon bow front, currently with just some Valsinaria and some guppies. But yeah, I'm going to give this tank away. It's had lots of different lives. It was a German blue ram tank. It was a shell dweller tank. It was a planted community tank. It's been a few things over the years, and now it's going to be a going away tank. Down below, got a little rimless, I think it's a 13-gallon tank. The fish in here is very shy. It's right there on top of that rock. If you can see right there in between, right there. So that fish is called a top hat blenny, and it's kept in brackish water. And Bob Steenfod actually gave a pair of these to me. They weren't a mating pair, but they were two of them several years ago, and I have one left. But yeah, I'm going to be rehoming this fish and the tank and everything. So maybe that Bob now lives in California, a couple hours away from me. Maybe he'll want this fish and he can come have it and the tank. But anyway, that one's going away. Next door, a betta tank. This is also another like rimless 13-gallon tank that's glass. And I am going to be giving this tank away as well, and the betta and everything else in it. So, yeah, that one's going away. This is another tough one. This is my 40-gallon paludarium with my Indian mud skippers. This is brackish water. There are some mollies in there as well. You can see a mud skipper kind of hanging out right there. There's another one back there on the rock, behind the rock. But I am going to be giving this tank, giving it away as well. I really enjoy it. But again, I'm not doing brackish water. I'm not doing mud skippers in the foreseeable future. Maybe sometime down the road, I'll build like a more naturalistic, paludarium with like mud in it actually, and maybe try to get them to burrow and make some tunnels and that kind of a thing. But for now, I'm going to take a break from them and let someone else enjoy this tank. And then speaking of mud skippers, again, sadly, the African mud skippers are also going to go away. Now, I've had both of these fish, well, both species, since 2019 when I started keeping African and Indian mud skippers. And this actually kind of helped kick this channel off, so to speak, as around that time frame there was a lot of views on my African mud skippers, and kind of helped, my channel growth. But they're going to be going away, and again, someone else can enjoy them. And then lastly, as far as aquariums down here, we have this little 20-gallon tank, which is just a quarantine tank / grow out tank. It's just like an extra tank that I keep with, filtered or seeded media and stuff like that in there. Currently, there's a couple of Mbuna that live in there. So as far as tanks, that's it. So now what I want to do is go around and show you kind of the behind the scenes stuff in this fish room, so that you can kind of understand how it operates and some of the other stuff going on down here. All right, switching to an iPhone because it's just better in low light with my current setup of the other cameras. But back here it's a mess. So this is just kind of what it looks like sometimes. It's just the reality of keeping a fish room. It's just kind of the back corner where I have my sink, which we installed, which is great to have when you are doing water changes and draining things, because, who doesn't need a sink in a fish room? Everyone needs one. But what I really want to talk about is this guy right here. So this, let me just hit this button so we can see, is the Blue Eddy AC200L. This is a 2400 watt, 2048 watt hour backup battery system that is my life support for this fish room. So this video is sponsored by Blue Eddy. So thank you very much to Blue Eddy for sending me this product, allowing me to utilize it, and also to support this channel. So this thing right here, this unit, and it is a unit, is very, very much a large battery, which is great like for camping and overlanding, or in my case, and many of you, supporting your fish room. So right now, I have my central air pump connected to this battery. So that means in the event of a power outage, everything stays running. So there's my central air pump. And the way this fish room runs is there's the air pump. It gets plumbed out, so the air comes up and it goes up to the ceiling. And then behind all these sound panels is a PVC tubing. And then the airline is connected to the PVC tubing. And then that drops right down into each aquarium. So each aquarium has filtration that's driven by air, as we can see right there. Now, what's great about having a backup battery, it means that I can run this air pump for hours and hours and hours. Let's turn the display back on without having the air shut off. So in this case, it's showing that the battery is at 100% charge. It's currently drawing 28 watts. That's what the air pump is currently, between the input and the output, that's what the air pump is drawing and using. And it's showing that it can run for 99 hours. Well, over 99 hours. It probably is well over 100 hours, but that's as far as the display will go as far as how long you can run it. So I'm going to show you that if I unplug this air pump right here, here's where it's plugged in. So now it's unplugged. So now we see that there's no power input, right? There's nothing coming in. It shows 0. And we can see that it's still 99 hours of runtime at, now it's showing 16 watt output for this air pump. The air pump's still on. You can hear it. And we can go over here and we can see that air's still running very strong, right? 'Cause even like if I were to lift this out of the water, this is just air. It's still flowing like a power head almost. So the air's running very strong and the battery is not plugged in. Right, touch that again, but we can see I can run that for basically 100 hours, probably longer. So that means that if there's a power outage, 2, 3, 4 days of no power, I'm fine. Everything's gonna be just fine as far as air is concerned. So I highly recommend battery backups. Corey at Aquarium Co-op, we also use these in his fish room, the larger versions. I've used other brands. The other brand that I have, it only lasted for, I want to say 48 hours or so, which is still great. Like, you know, being able to run your air pump for that long is fantastic. But this one has, you know, more than double the output. So
the AC200L portable power station from Blue Lady is great for all your power needs, even when you are not near any power supply. It can be used for camping, construction sites, as an uninterrupted power supply, and for charging and keeping your key items powered during outages. With 4 AC outlets, 2 USB-C, 2 USB-A, and DC outlets for cars and RVs, this powerful battery has you covered. The AC200L is now available at a special price. Get yours by following the link below and using a discount code in the description.
Otherwise, down here we have the dehumidifier, which thankfully is not making noise right now. I have it set to 40, and that's what I use to heat the room. It's on a constant run, and then that just drains into the sink drain, and then it keeps the warmth of this fish room. So right now we're about 77 degrees or so in here, and the only heat that heats this room is the dehumidifier. Now, yes, like the refrigerator and stuff like that puts off a little bit of heat, but really the heat is coming from here. We do have the mini fridge for beneficial bacteria, Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs, there's bloodworms and stuff in there, and of course my sparkling waters. And then in here, I have this chest of drawers for like supplies and meds. So if I open this up, we'll see a bunch of like meds in here. I've got enough meds to run a fish store. So thank you to Fritz, all kinds of supplies and things. So that's kind of the behind the scenes over here. This area we have just a shelf where I keep various products that I need to use, fish foods and chemicals and stuff like that. And then this is my downstairs desk setup. So I do have an office upstairs with a desk, but this is where I will oftentimes take meetings and do work and do the podcast. And we just got done with that. Over here, we have a 3D printer. Why do I have a 3D printer? Well, it's cool to be able to print stuff, but also we use it for work. So here's an example of a product that we have. This is an optimizer for a filter. And we make these for hang-on back filters and canister filters and all kinds of things. You can put a sponge pre-filter on there and just make your powered filter a little bit better. And those are all printed in the 3D printer. You can hear the, this is basically a dryer for filament. So it's kicking on right now because I keep it at 10% to keep the filament dry. But that's a 3D printer, so that's something that I use for work. And then normally when I'm filming videos, one of these cameras, all right, mistakenly hit a button, new phone here. But anyway, normally when I'm filming, we'll have a camera set up right here. I'll have that light on. So that light is just a bright light to, oh, I think I actually have it powered off right now. But anyway, so that's how I would have light shining on me. One of these cameras will be mounted there, and there's the microphone. And then I just kind of stand here, camera's pointed at me, the mic's right there, and the light shining on me, and that's how I filmed the videos with this as a background. So anyway, that's enough of the downstairs fish room office. It is kind of the last time we're going to be filming in here like this, so very sad, but also kind of excited at the same time to start a new chapter. So now let's go ahead and go upstairs and see those tanks and what's going on there. So clearly it's not a good time to be filming a pond outside, but on my patio, I have this essentially a 500-gallon pond system that I built. So it's got a canister filter that flows into this bog filter that flows into this pond. And normally the water level is a little bit lower and you can see everything, but right now it's raining. But I do have this pond, and I'll come back and try to get some better B-roll when it's not raining like this. But I've always wanted to have a koi pond. Unfortunately, the house that I'm buying doesn't have a great spot for a pond, so I'm gonna have to put a pin in that kind of desire as well, and maybe figure out, next year sometime if I can do some landscaping in the backyard area, because the property is big, but it's on a hill. So not really great for building a pond, obviously. But if I build some kind of terrace and retaining wall, maybe I can have a pond again. But anyway, for now, I have this, and I already have someone that's going to take these and put them in a pond with other koi and goldfish. So they will be having a new home as well. In the living room, we have the 75-gallon Malawi cichlid tank. So way back in the day, I used to sit here in front of this tank. It was looking different back then with different fish. Some of the fish that are downstairs were up in this tank. And this is kind of where I started making YouTube videos, by sitting on a stool right here in this little corner right here. And I'd sit in front of this tank, and then that tank that's over there used to sit right over here. And yeah, I'd make videos. But now there's a bunch of beautiful peacocks, Malawi peacocks, Alanacara. And these are also going to be rehomed. So this tank and everything that goes with it is going to be going away. And someone's going to have a nice tank and a nice stand. I got this as a Christmas gift for my wife, I think in 2016, I believe. So I've had it for about 9 years. It's kind of crazy that I've had it so long, but it's been fantastic. And someone else will get a nice tank. And then over here, we have a 60-gallon tank. Now, this is the 60-gallon that is 4 feet long. And 13 inches front to back. So it's basically the same dimensions as like a 55, but a little bit taller. And that's where the extra 5 gallons of volume comes from, is it's a little bit taller. And in here, I just have a bunch of albino corridoras and some electric blue acaras. And you can see that they are beautiful fish. Love these fish. But yep, this is also going to go away. It's on a stand that I built. So I built that stand, and I actually got this tank for free as well. But there is another acara that likes to hide in that little tube over there. But there are 3 of them in this tank. And then last but not least, we have this 40-gallon aquarium that is in my upstairs office. So this is another office where I work from. So this is where I kind of start my day on this desk before going downstairs. And in here I have this 40-gallon aquarium that currently just has some white cloud mountain minnows and a few Neocaridina cherry shrimp in there. And I like this because it's a matching stand, and it's a really nicely built aquarium with you know, black silicone and a fitting top and everything. But again, I'm going to most likely give this tank away as well, and everything that goes along with it, so that yeah, it's unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work for me, but there is a chance that I might keep this one, because there is one spot in my future office fish room that might work for this, but most likely it's going to go away because I'm going to get a 4-foot tank instead. But this is a nice tank. There was some beautiful crypts in there. It's kind of overgrown with duckweed right now, but it's a kind of a nice jungle tank that I've enjoyed for a few years. And then I guess just some more kind of behind the scenes. So this is the rest of the office. This is where I keep a lot of camera gear on this shelf. I used to have another aquarium, a couple aquariums over here. I used to have a betta tank on that shelf, and then another tank down there. So there were a couple more aquariums on this shelf, but now just you know, camera gear and everything like that. And this is where I work upstairs. I do want to say thank you to all of you for supporting me over the years in this fish room, and watching this channel grow, and watching this fish room improve over the months and years. While this is going to be the last true video of this fish room and the aquariums in this house, it doesn't mean it's the end. I'm obviously still going to be making videos at a new location, and if anything, I'm kind of excited to start with some new tank builds in the future, start with you know, some different setups and some ideas that I have in my mind, and I'll be for sure filming those to capture it and share it with all of you. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you to my sponsors again for all of the support, including the sponsor of this video, Blue Eddy. With that, I'll say see you later, and we'll catch you on the next one.